Welcome to a special edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and I'm coming to you from Texas Tech Football Local Media Day here at the SPC, the Sports Performance Center, Tech's indoor facility here. It was a really good day. Coach Matt Wells had a press conference followed by the coordinators, Keith Patterson, defensive coordinator, and then offensive coordinator Sonny Cumbie. And then we had lunch. They served us lunch. They were gracious enough for that. And then, of course, the players. We had 24 players, 12 offensive and 12 defensive. Each have kind of breakout sessions, one-on-one. That's actually, they're kind of wrapping it up right now behind me here. But, man, interviewed so many players. Tyler Shuck, Henry Columbus, Jarret Johnson, Eric Ezekama, Josh Berger, Tony Bradford, Jalen Hutchings, Marcus Waters, go down the list. It just Eric Monroe, a lot of people, a lot of really good players here, a lot of veteran players, and that was one of the things for me. I want to point out first off is that veteran players are the ones who are going to be at these media day type things. But I mean, when I look down the row, I look at a lot of experienced guys. Now, some of that is the fact that there's so many super seniors. I think there's 10 for Texas Tech, but this is going to be a really veteran group. This is going to be a different look, Texas Tech, in terms of these guys being grown-ups, to be quite honest, on both sides of the ball. So that's going to be something, especially on defense, that's going to be different. So that's something that really stood out to me. But I think, some notes I jotted down for this wrap of the event. Injury updates are always like the most important thing to me, really. And we've got some good news, actually. Eric Ezekama, all Big 12 receiver, is a full go. Now, they may kind of put him on a pitch count or a rep count, so to speak, in terms of, because they know what Easy can do and they don't want him to get hurt, but he's full go. So is Rico Jeffers. That's huge news. All Big 12 caliber linebacker. Jarret Johnson, your starting running back. Now, I talked to him. He said he feels good. He sounds good. He's on track. Coach Wells and Jarret both said he's on track in terms of his rehab. He hadn't had any setbacks, so this is what we heard in Big 12 Media Day, but to hear it again, that's good. So he'll be limited in training camp, but it'll be interesting to see when he starts, and I think they'll have a better idea of where he's at midway through fall camp. So that's when we want to hear, like, okay, he's going to be ready to go against Houston in the opener, or, we're still holding him back. That's going to be where I think we really get some answers to where Jarret's at in terms of coming back from his injury. Some bad news is Gilbert Benemy, man, this guy he can't stay healthy. He was hurt in high school, and he's been hurt, I think, every year he's been here. This guy at one point was a 4-star recruit, coming out of high school, but he just can't stay healthy. He tore his triceps and he's out for the 2021 season, Coach Wells announced in his press conference. And then tight end John Holcomb has retired. So that was kind of surprising to me. But, they have these young tight ends coming up that honestly are probably going to play. Well, they are going to play. They're going to play as true freshmen. So, I don't know exactly what all went into John Holcomb retiring, but he has retired. So that was news for sure. A couple of other things that really stood out to me. I wasn't expecting this, because to me, one of the biggest questions about this team going into the season, going into training camp, is the offensive line play. Like, they have some good pieces. I really like what they added in TJ Storman. Dawson Dean's a very good center, and bring back some veterans. Josh Berger moved to right guard. Weston Wright has been up and down, but he's a pretty good player there at left guard. And then you get, Rogers at right tackle. Ethan Card battling him for that right tackle spot. So, I mean, you feel okay, but not great about it. But, man, Coach Cumbie said that was one of the strengths of the offense. When I asked Tony Bradford what, at all the offensive lines that he's faced in his career at Texas Tech, who were the best, he said, honestly, the ones he faced this spring, which, whether that's like even coach speak or just, a guy taking up for his teammates with Tony Bradford, still for him to say that, a very no-nonsense guy in Tony Bradford. That really stood out to me, that the offensive line was getting so much love today. So I know a lot of people are going to believe it when they see it, and I understand that. I'm definitely in that camp too, but that still this was unsolicited, good things said, praise for the offensive line. So that was good news. Another thing that really stood out was an interview in Tyler Shuck. He was kind of asked about the disrespect that the team has received in terms of like being ranked 9th in the Big 12 and all that. And he said, we're pissed off. And he said, we're not just pissed off about that because we don't really care about that. He said, but we're pissed off because we want to win, and we want to win big this year. And we feel like we have the talent to do it. So he was intense. To hear Tyler Shuck sound that intense and pissed off was, man, that's what I wanted to hear, just to be quite honest. So there's some really good stuff that came from local media day today. I'll have tons of video interviews. I've already posted a lot of the injury updates and roster updates and coaching staff updates from Coach Wells on Inside the Red Raiders, so you can see that. But have tons of video interviews and some copy interviews, Q&A type stuff with some of the top players here at Texas Tech. But a really good day here. Boy, Texas Tech sure does treat us media folks right, whether we deserve it or not. They treat us right, first class all the way. So I want to say thanks to the whole staff and treating us right and everything. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching, and until next time.